Good morning, everyone. Welcome again for this week's product training. So this week we're going to start it off with taking a look at the different product types when it comes to the IPC product overview. And for today's training, I want us to learn more about on the MultiVision products, whereby they're meant to give us wider protection when it comes to the environments that you are really interested on. So what we'll do, just quickly, I'll go to today's content, what's going to guide us for through the presentation. So I want us to take a look at the background. Then from the background of the products, take a look at the overview. We have the panoramics splicing series products, features that is, and then again take a look at the multi-directional series, the expand series, and take a look at the product selection. So with what we're learning today is basically what is going to uncover what we are expected to have for the year 2025. So I'll be highlighting some of the new features that are going to be introduced towards the first quarter of this year, based on these products that we have that I'm going to present to you. So the next few weeks, we're going to have updated versions of this material so that you can appreciate the new technologies that we have. So let's go to the MultiVision overview. So in this case, when we talk about the MultiVision, these are products that have multiple, let's say, multiple lenses that's going to supposed to give you the panoramic imaging. So why do we need the MultiVision? So one is basically to cater for the challenges for having sufficient field of views, because we know that one fixed camera cannot give you sufficient view. But if you have multiple cameras, it's going to give you that the sufficient field of view. But now it's going to be a little bit expensive because each and every camera comes with an extra cost. But for the MultiVision cameras, we have one camera that we has combined lenses together just to give you that panoramic seamless panoramic view. So this is one that what's going to be catered for is this insufficient field of view. Then the second reason why we need the MultiVision is for the purposes of having multi-directional. So in this case, for the traditional cameras, can only monitor on a single direction only. But in this case, for the multi-vision products, we have good example. We have the Expand series, whereby it has a bullet camera at the same time it has a PTZ part at the bottom. So in this case, we have multi-direction monitoring. Now, the other thing is that challenges for having the poor linkage between the multiple cameras. So this is one the other reason that we require that forces us to have this MultiVision products with us. So for example, in this case, we're told here, when multiple devices monitor larger scenes, there is a limited and a difficult linkage between the two devices. So in this case, the data generated by the multiple devices is going to be scattered and cannot be integrated together. Now, when we talk about the MultiVision, it has greater linkage between the two cameras which are within one camera body. So this implies that you can have a bullet camera that's going to give you this wide panoramic image. Then at the bottom part of it, we have the PTZ that's going to be getting maybe tracking the events that have been captured through the bullet camera. So that's some of the reasons why we need the MultiVision products. But as we proceed on, we're going to find out that we have more other products which can simply give us uh, solutions for the three challenges that we mentioned here. Now, when you talk about the MultiVision, here is what is this MultiVision going to give you, or maybe going to provide to you, that the fixed cameras or some other traditional cameras cannot provide you. So when it comes to the MultiVision, first of all, it's going to give you this panoramic splicing ability. So in this case, we're going to have one seamless panoramic image provided for you. So based on the different, maybe some recent technological advancements, we have, let's say, for example, from some year back, we had the video splicing fusion. Then 2022, we introduced the pixel level splicing fusion. 2023, 2024, we included the miniaturized pixel level splicing fusion. So these are basically different technologies just to facilitate generation of those seamless panoramic images. Then the other item that the MultiVision is going to provide to you is having that ability of having the multi-directional um, angles or maybe viewing. So we have some different trends from the different tiers until you get to this long-range perimeter protection. So for the long-range perimeter protection, that's just a camera that has three lenses, whereby one lens can view up to 20 meters, the other lens can view, for example, up to 40 meters or 50 meters, the other lens can view up to, let's say, for example, 100 meters. So we have three lenses that can stretch to give you the panoramic, the long distance perimeter protection. So with the Expand series, this Expand series gives you that ability of having the linkage tracking. There's a linkage tracking and relay tracking, of which this is going to be explained further as we proceed on through the presentation. Then again, there's linkage tracking and relay tracking 2.0. So this 2.0 is that advancement over the first linkage and relay tracking. So this is just an overview of the MultiVision products. So let us take a look at some of the advantages of having this. So one is that you're going to have what we call all-in-one design, meaning that you can combine multiple cameras in one casing so that you minimize, let's say, for example, some other additional costs, of which that's going to be explained much. Then we have enlarged monitoring coverage because of the ability of creating you that panoramic, seamless panoramic display. Alongside that, there's multiple channels that support multiple AI functions. So, for example, talk about the Expand series, we have the bullet camera at the top that supports multiple AI functions. For example, human detection, vehicle detection. Then again, we have, for example, the bottom part, that's the PTZ that still support the those multiple AI functions for intelligent purposes, just to enable you to do auto tracking of these particular events here and there. Then the last advantage is that ability of the sorry, not the ability, but rather the devices are designed in such a way that are going to enable you to reduce a lot of costs that are basically going to be incurred if you use this traditional or the conventional ways of um, doing implementation of securities devices for protection. So in this case, it comes to, let's say, for example, the cost reduction. We talk about cost reduction based on, for example, the poles which are going to be used to have the 2 or 3 cameras mounted. We have some reduction of cost. Let's say, for example, for having, for example, the multiple Ethernet cables which are going to connect to, they're going to connect to the cameras to the backend devices such as the switches and the NVR. So in this case, these cost reductions going to be useful or maybe helpful to most installers or technicians. The other person who, let's say, for example, wants to do better installations. So you can have one pole supporting 2 cameras. Instead of having 2 cameras, we can have one camera that supports 2 lenses. That's going to give you that panoramic imaging. Then at the same time, instead of having 2 Ethernet cables, you can have one Ethernet cable that's going to support the 2 lenses on that particular camera. So we're going to explore this as we proceed on. Then the other one, that's okay, that's the overview. Oh, that was the background. Let's take a look at the overview of this particular product as we get to see them, how they look like. So for this part here, realize We have the product overview. This is majorly for the distribution end. We have distribution products, and again, we have the projects products. So these distribution products are the products which are fast moving within the markets, and this is what I want to promote to you. So we have, for example, here panoramic splicing series. So we have two. We have the TIOC product and the TIOC duo products. These are the two actually. Then we have the full color and the full color duo. So in take a look at this for this panoramic splicing. So this product comes with two lenses. You can see from both ends, left and right. So these two lenses are actually going to be capturing data individually, but because it has the splicing ability, those two images are going to be brought together to create you one seamless panoramic image from the two lenses. And then again, because of the fusion algorithms, you're going to get one image that is clean without any kind of distortion. Our same case applies to this. These are going to be used for the active deterrence purposes, and these are just for monitoring, whereby you have better monitoring during the day at the same time during the night, because these are full color editions. So you can see we have the bullet, and then again we have the eyeball. Same case again here with the bullet and the eyeball. So this is how they look like. So in this year we're going to introduce other products related types when it comes to this MultiVision. So we have products that supports the AI ISP, or the artificial intelligence image signaling processors. And again, most of all of those particular products are going to be of a whiz color in nature. So for these full color products here, during the night, for them to get to bring those colorful images, they have to use the warm light constantly throughout the night. But for the whiz color products, what they're going to do is that basically they're going to give you that um clear colored image during the night without even using the LED lights just to illuminate the environment. Then we have the multi-directional series products. So this multi-directional series products, we have in two product portfolios. We have the 2 series, or the WizS 2 series, and then again we have one from the WizMind 5 series. So these two direction are going to use one channel. We have two lenses, but then again, we're going to use just a single channel. Single channel because of this technology called the flex stream technology. The two lenses are going to be shown within one specific channel. So we'll take a look at this as we proceed on. Same case applies to this WizMind 5 series multi-directional product. Then at the bottom here, we have the expand series. So these expand series, we have them in different types of categories. We have the wireless and then the 4G dual series. You can see from the far left, we have the STT 2A series, the small PTZ. There's with a 2-inch. Then again, we have the 3-inch SD 3E series. There's a TLC products. And then again, we have the SDT4. There's a 4-inch series. Talk about the lenses. So in this case, we have the dual lens, the double vision, adjustable angle lens. So in this case, you can see this one is called an expanse. At the top, we have the bullet. At the bottom, we have the PT part of it. Same case for the wireless. We have the bullet at the bottom. Then again, we have the PT, or the panning and tilting, and at the top. So though that can be switched again. So same case applies to these other products. The other thing, the adjustable dual lens, the one on the top, it has an adjustable notch whereby you can turn the camera to a certain angle, tilting up and down. Then for the SDT 3E series, the TLC product, you can see that we have the multi-lens, the dual lens at the top. And then again, you have the PT, the PTZ part at the bottom. So in this case, you can see this two is going to facilitate a generation of that panoramic display. At the same time, at the bottom here, this is going to do auto tracking of the images captured at the top on these two lenses. So for the STT3E series, the same case applies. We have the PTZ at the bottom. Then again, we have the bullets at the top. So each and every of these two bullets are basically going to give you that one wide panoramic image. So for this series, this has an optical zoom time of up to 25 times. So you can see at the bottom, these two are powerful lenses, motorized lenses, which can zoom far distance objects to these 25 times. scale. Okay, so the next part, or maybe the next thing I want us to take a look at is the following. So I want us to take a look at the panoramic splicing series, how they are, what they do, and some of the features it comes with alongside their benefits. So for the panoramic splicing series, this is what we have, this introduction to it. Told that here the panels, this series generally consists of many traditional cameras. So you can see from this particular point, it uses the multi-lens cameras to obtain clearer images and utilizes advanced pixel metadata fusion algorithms for image splicing. So this technology is what's going to be used just to ensure that the two lenses images can be spliced together so that you can have a complete seamless wide angle image. So they're going to create 180 degree at the same time. It's going to show you more details of the scene and saving both products and the labor cost. So in this case, can see here you're going to save a lot because for the two lenses, for this particular camera is going to be compared to two traditional cameras separate. So the technology behind this is that we're going to have multiple lenses, the left and the right one. Then again, we're going to use this video fusion and the image correction technology just to ensure that the image is brought to its natural positioning. So this uses the miniaturized pixel level splicing fusion technology, the pixel level splicing fusion, and again, we have the video splicing fusion. So this through this technology here brings you this specific kind of image. So from the two lenses, we splice together to come up with this wider image. So this is another way just to elaborate or maybe explain this specific technology. So this is the pixel level fusion technology, images captured from the two lenses, whereby we have the left lens and the right lens. So these two lenses, you can see at the at the middle here we have this barrier here. So based on this pixel level fusion technology, removes this part separating the two lenses to create you one seamless panoramic image you can see at the bottom here. So same case again, you can realize whatever kind of object captured in between the two lenses is going to be brought together to come up with one complete image without missing any kind of details that is. Then the EPTZ technology. So this EPTZ technology is a high-end technology for wide-angle cameras. So this is basically used within the fixed cameras, cameras that you cannot move from point to point. So for example, the bullets. But the EPTZ itself, which is the electronic panning, tilting, and zooming, what it does, it simulates the physical PTZ functions, whereby the PTZ can turn in either direction. But in this case, this is going to use the software function of it to simulate the actual PTZ features of function. So this full image here, the panoramic image, this is going to be brought about by, uh, let's say, for example, those wide angle cameras or the two lenses from the Expand series spliced together using the pixel level fusion metadata algorithms. Then these are the different types of target tracking areas. These are the ones that are going to be tracking these particular movements based on the violations of any of these rules which are given here, either by humans or the vehicles. So let's take a look at this, get to understand this more. So you can see from this point, these are the different target tracking areas. So these are basically going to track the vehicle until it gets out of the scene of that particular camera. So this is the EPTZ technology we're talking about. So this EPTZ has different types of tracking target areas. So these the maximum is just 5, but you can choose whether you want, for example, just this panoramic display here, or you can choose the panoramic display with, for example, one target tracking area. You can add the second target tracking area, the third, the fourth, or the fifth, based on what we have here. So we have the display modes for these are 5, these are 4, these are 3. This is just a single um target tracking areas. So for the TACDO still case, again, they have the panoramic splicing series with them. So this is what we have at this particular moment. So this, you can see from this, the reason it's called a duo because of these two lenses. This product here is equivalent to two traditional products. So we have these are basically the 3 series product, which is 3 TFC products. So we have, for example, the uh PFW 3849S and the PDW 3849S. So you can see from this particular case, we have a bullet and an eyeball for these two particular models. So this is a bullet, there's another eyeball at that end. So this is expected to give us, not expect, but rather we get what we call a better ratio image based on this screen display ratio over 20:9. You can see from this particular point, the screen is wide enough at the same time. The height of that particular is just better enough to cover all the related areas that have key details within the image. And then this supports the active deterrence, whereby it has 3 distinct key technologies. That is the smart dual lighting function. We have the active deterrence, that is another function that for sound and siren. At the same time, we have the artificial intelligence function, that is um, the another given way of the device is distinguishing between the humans of the vehicle. And then again, based on the trigger motion that have been set within that environment. So these are the active deterrence function, and there's a smart dual light function that has 3 illumination modes. We have the smart illumination mode, that's the auto. We have the warm light mode and the IR mode. So in this case, so this can be set as per how the client needs. So the application areas for these panoramic splicing series includes areas such as homes, that's our villas, and any other part that you need to do monitoring on keenly. So still on the products, the panoramic splicing series, here again we have the full color duo series. So this full color duo series is an equivalent of these two traditional bullet products. That's 2 lenses, separate products brought together to a single product. So same case again, we have the bullet type, and then again we have the eyeball type for this TFC, no, but the full color duo series. So this provides us with a high amount of light because of the size of the aperture of the product that supports an f value of 1.0. Takes 2.5 times light intake compared to, let's say, for example, the 1.6 or the maybe 1.8 f value for the aperture size of the product. So can compare the two. The smaller the aperture is, the bigger the window size, allowing the camera to intake a lot of light so that can create better images. So this 1.6 f value for the aperture is smaller, and that's the reason why some of the images looks to be a little bit darker. So the same case again has this greater sensitivity to light because of the multiple photons which are going to be collected by the product. And again, we have another type, that is the PDW, that's the eyeball, that has 3 axis rotation angles, whereby you can turn, you can tilt, at the same time you can rotate to a certain angle degree. So these are suitable for corners, whereby, for example, the staircase, whereby it has the 3D directions. Then from that particular point, we have this again. So the multi-directional series. So this multi-direction series, they kind of are the kind of cameras that have lenses that can be altered to focus on 2 different directions. So for example, we have this introduction to this product line. So this product supports what we call the multi-intelligent function simultaneously. That's going to allow for few installation points and are going to be adaptable to complex scenarios, ultimately leading to more cost savings features. So you have the long range directions, and then again you have the comprehension direction. So for this long range direction, you can see, for example, this bullet camera has two lenses. We have the lens at the top, and then again we have a small uh, PTZ lens at the bottom. So in this case, this can enable you to have a long range monitoring, for then again providing with what you call the wider field of view. Then we have this other comprehensive direction, a camera that has more than, for example, two lenses. So these are for flexible adjustments. Features allows to for versatile positioning and multi-direction. So this can enable you to have simultaneous capture of two or more directions at the same time. So these are suitable for example, the crossroads, whereby instead of having four cameras pointing towards each and every lane path when on that particular cross, this can be placed somewhere the high altitude, so that one lens can capture one road, the other lens the other side, until all the roads are basically fully monitored or captured. So I will dive deep into this so that we get to understand more on this multi-direction series. So this has multi-direction angle adjustment points. So once you remove the glass cladding for this, you can alter the direction and the movement of the lens. You can either pan the direction from -90 to 90. You can have tilting from 0 to 55-degree angle. And again, you can rotate from 0 to 355 angle. So this will point towards this direction. Another lens can point towards the direction. So then again, the kind of imaging you're going to realize from this camera is that you're not going to have each and every lens separate on different channels. So you can use the flex stream technology to have the images shared within one channel, so that you can save more other channels for other additional cameras to enlarge your surveillance needs. So the next one, let's talk about the flex stream technologies. So this flex stream, we're told that the multiple channels can be viewed in one channel simultaneously, saving backend channel and licensing costs. For example, if you're required to pay for the licenses for each additional channel that you add to your system. So you can see from this particular point, assuming that this flexing technology was not available for the multi-directional cameras, find that each lens will take a separate channel, meaning that it's going to limit you for adding more channels on that particular NVR. Yes, the NVR that is. But when it comes to the flexing technology, find that these two channels, instead of instead of working separately, they're going to be merged into one particular channel. So this is the out view of one lens, and this is the output of the second lens. So instead of then saving this to ensure that at least you can add another channel on this, another lens, or maybe another IPC on the device, so that can take another channel. So this solves issues when it comes to, let's say, for example, licenses that are usually added as another cost for you to add more channels to your surveillance needs. For example, you're using the DSS or any other third-party platform. So same case applies on this. This is a WeSense 2 multi-direction series. I believe the concept still remains to be the same when it comes to doing the flex stream. So these two lenses on one hardware is equivalent to two separate cameras, two separate hardwares. So then the various display modes includes, we have the following. We have the vertical splicing and the horizontal splicing based on how you want to have the images seen. Then we have this dual intelligence, that is a supports smart motion detection plus supports again perimeter protection functions. And this dual channel are independent and can enable different smart functions as independently. Then we have this Series 5 or the Wismind 5 two-directional IPC. So in this case, the technology is the same, only that now this Wisdom 5 comes with more other high-end AI functions, such as, for example, this product can do face detection, can do people counting functions, can do queue management, can do perimeter protection, and this can do SMD, or the smart motion detection 3.0, for accurately detecting and filtering out unwanted false alarms from these two true alarm triggers. Then this supports, same case again, just like the WeSense 2, supports SMD 3.0 perimeter protection and the ones that I've mentioned before. Then there's a dual channels which are going to be independent and can enable different smart functions independently. So for example, you can take a look at this. This can do people counting. This can do, for example, face detection. This can, same case again, this can do something as, for example, queue management, etc. So each lens can support various types of intelligent functions supported. Now, for the X-Pan series, these are slightly different from the MultiVision and the panoramic splicing images. So for the X-Pan's introduction to it, these are these kind of products, series that typically consist of an overview channel, that is one channel at the top, and then again and a detail channel at the bottom. So we have the bullet part and the PTZ or the PT camera at the bottom. So by using one or more high performance digital signal processor chips, the channels can be linked to solve the problem, the complex configuration problems of traditional bullet and the PTZ linkage, because these were done separately. There was a bullet somewhere, and that bullet can be had some challenges for being linked up with the PTZ, so that the PTZ can start doing auto tracking of the events captured by the bullet camera on a separate environment. So in this case, this challenge has been solved by having an X-band camera that has one bullet camera at the top. Then we have either the PTZ camera at the bottom or the PT camera function at the bottom. So in this case, this can track events, this can capture the events, while this PTZ or the PT can do tracking of those particular events as they occur. So we have this. There are two types when it comes to bring the features for these products. We have the auto calibration function. So in this case, this auto calibration function is a process of doing the association of two independent channels, which is the basis for the linkage for the two channels. That is the bullet and the PTZ part of it. So this supports one click. Then again, upon that particular one click, the PTZ can move to that particular area that I've clicked so that it can have better details of the camera itself. Then again has this high accuracy when it comes to doing the calculation of the internal and external parameters to ensure that at least the cameras can coordinate, align, and synchronize at the same time, the same coordinate system that is. Then these are termed to be more reliable compared to having two separate traditional products together. So there's a short clip here I'm going to run for you so that you can get to see these auto calibration functions. Like for example, if I wanted, let's say for example, to take a look at this image here, what is at the top of this building, I just click that particular point, then the PTZ synchronizes with the function of that bullet, then start zooming to get to see the contents behind on this particular section that I want to monitor. So for example, then there's this manual positioning. So on the manual positioning, it's just a bit of clicking, and then again, the PTZ does its part for doing the monitoring. Just take a look at this. So that is dragging to the point that you need to, then the PTZ automatically takes effect. So you can get to different areas that you want to focus on more. So for the auto calibration, basically just clicking, and then again the PTZ does its role of zooming. So in this case, for the manual positioning, I'll have to click, then drag at this rectangle to the point that I want to focus on more, so that the PTZ can start doing the zooming of those specific areas that I want to take a look at more clearly. So on the clear details at the bottom here, we're told that you can enlarge the target using the maximum up to 42 times optical length of the PTZ part at the bottom of that expand series. Then another feature is smart tracking of objects. So there are two types of tracking. We have the linkage tracking and the relay tracking. So based on the overview channel and the detail channel, one can be linked to achieve the smart tracking. So when a human or vehicle trigger the IVS rules of the overview channel, then again you're told the detail channel will proceed to track the detect or maybe track the detected objects. So remember that the detail channel or the overview channel is the PTZ at the top, the bullet at the top. Then again we have this detail channel being the PTZ that's going to focus on those particular areas. So the difference between these two is that on the linked channel tracking, that is, the detail channel moves to the position according to the coordinates until the target disappears from the panoramic channel. Then again, here to that the high tracking. This provides high tracking accuracy. Then for the relay tracking, to achieve long distance tracking, the object can still be tracked continuously after, for example, walking out of the panoramic view. So in this case, once the PTZ has captured the image, even if the image has disappeared from the panoramic lens, that is the bullet part, the PTZ can still keep on doing the tracking of those particular objects. But for the linkage tracking, once the image disappears from the panoramic image, that is the bullet at the top, then the PTZ stops doing the tracking. So these are the two differences between these two technologies behind the Xpan's smart tracking features. Then we have this product series uh, within the Xpan series. So these are the indoor wireless products. So we have the Wireless Hero Dual series. That is the indoor wireless cameras. So initially we had this wireless series without the bullet at the bottom, only had the PT function of it. But now we have included the bullet part within the part of this product hardware so that you have two lenses at the same time. So this is equivalent to having just a simple Hero series and another cube camera. So these are two different cameras. So instead of having these two different cameras, just have one camera that has two lenses all together. So the kind of objects, this is going to give what you call the picture, meaning that you can have two views based on these two lenses. Let's say, for example, this is the enlarged view. Then this image from this PT is going to be shown at the corner of the this image. Same case again, if this is the main view, this bullet part is going to be shown again at the corner of the main view. So that's what we call the picture-in-picture function. So for the dual lens, for dual vision, this is what you're going to have. For example, you can tune this particular camera here to focus, for example, at the entrance, while this PT just focusing, for example, the inside of, for example, your store. This comes with some adjustable lens angles. Let's say, for example, can adjust to 360 degrees. You can tilt it to 25 degrees. This is for the PT function of it. And for this second lens, the bullet lens here, what it does is that you can have it tilted to an angle of 15 degrees up and down. So each and every of these channels can do different functions. Let's say, for example, each can support AI human detection, can still support AI pet detection. So this again, it has what you call the one-click proactive call. So if there's someone in the house who is in distress, can actually press any of these button here, and then again the device, if it's online, it's going to activate the call function and call a DMSS application so that can have that two-way communication. So at the bottom here, these are the various application scenarios for the product, just to facilitate monitoring of monitoring of the environment. Okay, the second part, we have the SD2A series. Now that supports the PoE function, so you don't have to use the power adapter. Then we have the Pico Dual series. Those are the D1 series that supports Wi-Fi, and the Pico Duo series 4G. So these are the new product. And so you can see from this particular point, you're trying as much as possible to reduce having multiple hardwares for each and every camera, but rather having multiple cameras in one hardware. So we have the PT part at the bottom, then again we have the bullets at the top. So this product here supports a two-way talk, meaning that you can have a conversation between the person who's using the mobile phone as you're using the microphone on the camera itself. Same case again, this product here supports what you call the white light and the sound warning. So, and as another function feature for the active deterrent function. So the reason why it supports it because you can have that ability of having a detection of the humans and the vehicle. But since these are, for example, outdoor indoor products, we can eliminate the need of having vehicles, but rather just talk about the human beings. Then it has this different installation, meaning that it has one piece mounting bracket, easy to do the installation and mount the camera. So this camera can have one hand operated panoramic lens. So whereby you can tilt it to a certain angle, for example, 15 degrees upwards or downwards. So it's, at the bottom, you can see we have the various application areas that you can use. So outside the stores, for example, the convenience store, places that we have challenges of, for example, having power supply, you can use the PoE function um, to power the device. So for outside, for example, the yards, maybe compounds, we can connect it to wireless connectivity. Places outside our homes where we need to have a better monitoring protection, for example, such as fish ponds, for example, farms, you can use the 4G enabled Pico Dual series. Then we have the following. That is the X1 series. That is the SDT3E series. Same case applies. You can see from this particular point, we have a TIOC Duo camera plus a PT camera over TIOC, the TIOC nature. So in this case, these two combined together comes up with this SDT3E series. The PT function put alongside this dual lens at the top. So this dual lens for what we call the panoramic image display based on the splicing ability of the device. And then again, we have this PT or the PTZ function at the top, at the bottom here, that can do tracking of the objects captured by this panoramic image. So here we have that splicing, panoramic splicing, whereby you can see this section here dividing the two lenses is removed totally completely so that you can have just a complete image. So this is an image simulating just a single lens generation. Then for the TAC has this three distinct technologies. That's the smart dual lighting function, support for active deterrence features, and artificial intelligence features. Then on this particular part here, we have other technologies such as the AI BNR function that is, that's for generating better images that has rich color effects and the sharper details at the edge of those particular images. So the appropriate application scenarios for these particular products include areas such as the yards outside our houses. We have the farm areas, we have the warehouses and the park environment can still sustain monitoring of those specific environments. Then for the SD4E series, that gives again a panoramic image display of up to 180-degree model. We have the following. So we have the dual lens combined together with a PTZ at the bottom. So in this case, this creates us an SGT3 for 25 times optical zoom time and 8P GBA PV1 series. So in this case, this is a one high-end product that supports to give you better viewing of those particular environments that you are doing the monitoring on. So this is a TLC product that comes with this distinct functions. So the products, the features that makes up a TLC camera. That's a smart dual lighting function. We have the active deterrence and artificial intelligence. So at the same time, again, we have two technologies combined together. So this supports what we call the smart dual light plus function. So in this case, the two channels relies lighting, linkage, and switch from black and white to color at the same time. So that can help capture those perpetrators having gone to the different areas that they're restricted. So at the bottom here again, we have the different application scenarios areas such as the squares, the enterprises, and the parks as well. So the bigger the product, the better when it comes to having a wider environment for monitoring, such as the squares. So this square is basically going to be fully covered because of this 180 splicing of the image brought about by these two dual lens camera lenses here. The enterprises as well, where we have, for example, a large environment for monitoring, this still can be applicable. Same case with the parks. So for this SDT4E series that can give, for example, a panoramic image of up to 101 degrees, this is not a wide one, but still sufficient enough to capture a large environment. So in this case, so this is just a normal bullet added together to a PTZ product to come up with this TLC SDT4E series. So then the other things that are this, at the bottom here has a notch that can be used to adjust the lens from 13 to 23 degrees upwards or downwards so that it can capture objects more clearly. So this has an aperture value of 1.0. So to increase the window size that allows light into the camera so that can create you better, brighter images. Same time again, this supports what we call the AccuPeak 2.0. So this year, this function is going to be fully actualized within these TLC products. So as for the product selection for these particular products, this is a product combination, some of the features it comes with. So for the product selection, we have for the IP cameras, we have the following, the TLC Duo. On this TLC Duo, we have two types. You have the eyeballs, and then again, we have the bullets. So this is a wide angle product. Supports the following function. Wide panoramic image of up to 180 degrees, support for smart door lighting function, support for SMD 4.0, that is having a better accuracy detection rate of 4.0, and then again supports for perimeter protection. And since it's a wide angle camera, supports what you call the EPTZ function for better auto tracking of events. For the full color Duo supports some of the functions that we mentioned in the TLC Duo, such as 180 wide panorama image, full color function for the product, perimeter protection through the IVS rules, EPTZ function, and this supports people counting. So people counting because this is a Wismind 5 product. So the Wissense 3 product doesn't support the people counting. It's only from the Wismind 5 product going upwards. More on the smart dual lighting for these multi-directional products. So this supports what we call the SMD plus function for filtering out unwanted false alarm, leaving out the true alarm targets such as the vehicle and the human beings. Support for perimeter protection. At the same time, supports flex stream technology for ensuring that the two channels are combined together into a single channel, saving up more channels for additional cameras. Then that's a 2 series. For the 5 series at the bottom supports SMD 3.0, whereby it's way much better compared to the SMD Plus. Supports perimeter protection. This now supports face detection, people counting, same case, flex stream technology for saving up more channels, extra channel for other additional cameras. So through this, the Wismind 5 flex stream multi-directional camera supports a maximum up to 8 megapixel, while for the Wissense 2 multi-directional camera supports 4 MP. progressive CMOS scan. So for the wireless series, we have the Pico Duo series Wi-Fi. We have the Pico Duo series 4G enable and the Hero Dual series. So in this case, for these three products, all supports the Wi-Fi, except the 4G. The Pico Duo Wi-Fi and the Hero series supports Wi-Fi 6, supports Bluetooth pairing, so supports standard sound and light, alarm warning. They are all better protected against water and dust proof levels through the IP66, and then again have the preset patrol function. So for the Hero Duo, it's only product that supports what you call the one-click proactive call. For the 4G, enable Pico series supports the 4G auto tracking function that comes with smart dual illuminators. At the same time, the sound and light alarm warning. So these are the summarized features for this particular product. Now, when it comes to its resolution, the dual series Wi-Fi Pico series supports 3 plus 3 MP, 3 each for the top and the bottom, or it can come with another variant of 5 megapixel on both screens, lenses that is. So for this the 4G Pico Duo series supports the following. Supports you can have 2 megapixel, 4 megapixel, 2 on each on every of these lenses, or 4 of each of these lenses. Our same case applies to this Hero series. We have now 3 megapixel and 5 megapixel in total. So for the SDT series, starting with the SD2A series, comes with the following features. And that's a 2 megapixel, support for smart dual light function, supports two-way talk communication, support human detection, SMD 3.0, IP66 protection, and a sound and light alarm warning. So for the SDT3 series, find that this is going to be slightly different because that supports up to 180-degree angle of view wide panorama image because of the dual lens. So it supports either, for example, 8 megapixel, that is a 4 each, and then again we have a 4 here. Then supports perimeter protection. So this has some other similarities. Like for some of the WIS 3 series, such as face detection, SMD 4.0 for accuracy detection of a human vehicle, and smart tracking of the objects. And again, we have the wide angle viewing alongside the sound and light alarm warning. So on this particular product here becomes effective when it comes to, let's say, for example, having a way of getting monitoring of a wide angle environment, such as the squares. To proceed on from this particular product line here, we have the SDT4E series. So in this case, this has up to 25 times optical zoom time. Same time alongside this other one here. So the two supports perimeter protection, smart tracking, sound and light warning, alarm, and again have this ingress protection of up to IP66. The only difference between these two is that ability of getting one image into a wide panoramic image. This is a up to 180 because these are two lenses that can be spliced together, and this is just can get you up to, let's say, for example, 110-degree angle of viewing. So these are the SDT4E series products. So like I mentioned when we began, we're going to be having this product that supports what we call the AI ISP. That's going to focus more on, let's say, for example, AI imaging through, let's say, for example, the WIS and the WIS color product portfolio. Or every of those technologies are going to be added into these particular products. Now, to finish up on that, those are some of the various products that are within the distribution end of the MultiVision product. So we still have the project MultiVision products, of which you're going to find time and discuss with you on that, based on those individuals who, let's say, for example, have a bigger project that demands to have high-end products for better monitoring need. So on that note, I'd like to stop at that particular point. If there's a question, please feel free requesting, asking for the question. Okay, so if there's no other item, for example, to discuss, maybe to ask, we can take a break, then again meet in the afternoon for another product learning session. In the afternoon, we're going to take a look at a different product for learning. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. There's a question here. Which of your dealers have these available products available? We have Swift Technologies, we have Secom, they have, and IMAX, they have these particular products available. You can pass by and take a look at them at your own time. Okay, so let's stop at that point. Then we're going to have another meeting in the afternoon. Yes, we have a few of these particular products in our office. You can come, then you can take a look at more